Today we're looking at the Scuffle from Jack Wolf Knives. I talked to Ben Belkin about this knife, particularly at Blade Show, and it is pretty cool. I asked him at Blade Show a couple questions, but one off camera. I said, "Hey Ben, have you ever thought about making like a big ass jack, like a big knife?" And he's like, "Maybe someday. I guess that's what it'd be called." So you heard it from me, putting a little inception in there, but this is pretty close. I think this is his largest folder. We're sitting at almost 4.5 inches on the handle and a 3.5 inch blade. I'm not sure about cutting edge. I cannot find my tape measure right now. It's MIA, as usual. But we get our stickers. You get 2 of these stickers. One's still in there because they're hard to get out with these little curve here. Got some artwork there. We've got an S98V blade, and we've got a hollow grind that is phenomenal. We've got satin or belt satin here and hand satin here, and then like a little bit of like this kind of bead, say bead blasted or sandblasted in there. We've got micromilling on the texture here, which is just super subtle but gives you some grip, and then a really nice blade shape. So I'm actually gonna pull this knife apart at the end of this video, and then I'll just run into Blade Show footage of Ben Belkin explaining it. This is a collaboration with I'm gonna be right back. Can't remember the guy's name. Okay, that's going to be Nick Rogers or Niche Designs. So sitting at 4 ounces on this knife. Let's do a little quick comparison in size to something somewhat similar. Chris Reeves on, and then just for fun, we've got the RMX. You can see there. Just give you a little bit of an idea of size. And then just a couple other knives. Got the Primo and the Tango. So the Tango has probably been one of my favorite knives. I really love this blade shape on this knife, but this is a knife that I'm not sure I'm going to keep now that I have the Scuffle. So you might find this on Blade Binge, but very cool. We'll talk a little bit more about these designs in a minute. I'll just set them up here, right there. So this is a very, very cool knife as far as design. I feel like he just went all out together. They just came up with this knife that has so much going on for it. The knife itself, you've got like this really nice handle, and the blade comes forward, so you can really get down and cut with really well. And so you've just got a lot of leverage. You're very ergonomic in here, and just you can get a full finger grip. So I'm going to go over positives and negatives. I'll start with the positives. This thing's super slicey. I love the blade shape. It's piercy. The flipper is extremely easy to use. The action on this is phenomenal. Just out the box, easy to use. Sometimes with Jack Wolf knives, you need to earn your right to open them. For example, we have the thumb flip, which took me too long to get, but I have got it now. And I've had a few Jack Wolf knives that I've bought and sold, and then the reverse flick, I'm still, yep, there we go. Still getting it with this knife. So anyway, sometimes you got to earn it. With the Tango, less so. You got a thumb stud, which is super easy. The frame lock on the Tango I did sell because I was getting too much locks or stick right here when I grabbed the blade and it'd come out. I just couldn't get, it's just a small knife, so I couldn't get used to it. So I kept the Bolster lock, which I love. Frame lock on this is no problem at all. It's a large knife, and yeah, it's just easy to open. The fuller in here is extremely sharp, and so your fingernail will catch it, no problem. It'll scrape your fingernail pretty well, which is great. So positives, overall phenomenal design. What's really interesting about this knife is Ben explained it to me when I was at Blade Show, but I obviously didn't really actually understand it. But there's like a racetrack in here for the stop pin, so it's kind of hard to see, and I'm going to pull this knife apart because I want to show you. But inside here, he said he press fitted the stop pin into the blade, and so it's like a racetrack when it's running along there. And so I'm sure there are many benefits to that. Don't really know them all, but that is what's going on there. Where, from what I understand with these knives, I think that there's just a hole in the blade that runs on a stop pin in here, but I'm not positive. But that's the best I can deduce with that design. So, but yeah, overall, phenomenal knife. I am really enjoying it. It's been in my pocket for a couple days now, and yeah, really, really cool. The only negatives that I have are this pocket clip here. The pocket clip itself hits pretty hard in and out of the jeans, and I can just feel it like ripping my jeans. Maybe, I don't know why. It's really strong. It's one of the stronger pocket clips that I have had from Jack Wolf. Like these ones here are a little longer and not as tight or springy, I guess. And maybe a little more ramp on there. But then this one here on the Tango is rounded. And so that's probably one of my favorite methods. A little more rounding in there would be great. But anyway, I'm sure it'll loosen up, and I might also just take this to like a leather strap and kind of clean up the inside of that. We'll see if I get that far. But yeah, very, very, very cool knife. The other thing, the only two negatives would be a larger finger choil. You know, my pinky barely would fit in there. It is a good index point, and it does lock your hand in when you're right there. But yeah, having a place to actually get your finger in there safely without cutting yourself would be kind of cool. But I don't think it's super necessary. I mean, you already have so much leverage and control, and then the jimping on the back just gives you an index point of where you end. Very, very minor jimping. But yeah, overall, super rad knife. So I'm going to pull this thing apart. Let's do it. I'm probably going to fast forward a lot of this, but let's pull it apart. What's interesting is there's only one screw on the side here, on the show side, and then one screw right here. And then the pocket clip is set inside, and you can see there's a little screw holding the pocket clip in. And then there's a lot of milling. So let's pull it apart and check it out. I'm going to get the cloth out for fun. We'll do it on here. Probably hear my dog barking at nothing out there. All right, let's get this going. Oh, it's tight. All right. Let's start with the scales. Okay, we've got T8s here. And boy, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that. Make sure I'm using the right piece. Well, yep, I'm an idiot. That is a T10. T8 fits. There we go. All right. Like my dad always said, life's hard, but it's harder when you're stupid. So he didn't say that to me. He just said it in general, but it does stand. All right. Let's see. So we've pulled that out, and all right, here we go. No turning back now. So to be completely honest, I have no clue what I'm doing, but this is fun. All right, so we've got our bearings. Put those back where they go there. And yeah, we can see here, so I'll zoom in a little bit maybe. We can see here that stop pin is right in there. So he's got like this racetrack here, which is really cool, and some great milling, and overall, just what a cool, I mean, it's simple. Yeah, very simple. Once we've got it apart. Very cool. Pop that out. Actually, I'll just leave that in there. So anyway, what I might do now is I'm going to pull this pocket clip off. I guess I should keep my stuff in order. I'm going to see what I could do with this. And what do we down to? Back to a T8. Cool. Awesome. So what I may do, if I get annoyed, I love this knife. What I may do is I can see there's like a little micro milling on there. What I may do is like kind of polish that on a leather strap or something. Just give myself a little bit more love in and out of the pocket. I don't want to change the point at which it contacts, but just that ramping in and out. I'll probably give it some time and see if that just naturally happens in and out of the pocket. But yeah, I can just tell like in and out of the pocket just is super rough. And yeah, that's just the only thing that I would think I'd like to change on this knife. So yeah, cool. All right, well, enjoy the rest of this video. We're just gonna have Ben talk a little bit. Oh, that's interesting too. They did do a little mill point where the contact point is. So that's kind of cool. So they did think it through right there. There's just so much on this knife that is thought through. I feel like kind of an idiot making little nit picks on it because obviously I'm not a knife designer and I know how much goes into this, but very cool design. And so after making this video, I picked up the Primo and realized that the pocket clip is almost identical. It's just not as strong, so it's a little longer. And I kind of deduced the fact that I should test and put a piece of tape down to see if that caused it to go in and out of my pocket easier, which it did. And so now I'm just trying to decide, should I just throw a little super glue down or something like that, or epoxy, something I could remove. Super glue I could remove with alcohol, so I might do that and just test it out. go check it out if there's any out there. I think there's one on Blade Binge right now. But yeah, this thing's pretty sick. So can't wait to see what Ben comes up with next. So, all right, enjoy the rest of this video. I'll catch you later. See ya. All right, I'm here with Ben Bilkin. He's going to show us some new knives, and yeah.
Hello, Tiny Hand. How are you today?
Actually, I have a couple questions for you.
Yeah.
For fun. Well, your favorite blade shape?
Favorite blade shape, clip point.
All right, me too. All right. And then your favorite color, but it's a two-part question. Why?
Favorite color, I'll go with orange. It's been my favorite color since I was a little kid. I don't even know why anymore, but I'm sticking with it.
I love it. I love it. Awesome. And then let's see this Scuffle.
All right, let's head over here. All right, so this is the Scuffle.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versions of the Scuffle on the table. This was the Blade Binge dealer exclusive, sold out. Had to be fast to get that one.
Yeah.
This is the Blade Show West exclusive, 25 pieces made. We've still got a few of these left. Neon orange camo carbon, orange anodized aluminum backspacer.
Okay.
And then these are the 4 versions that went out to all our dealers. We've got 1 frame lock and 3 bolster locks. Frame lock has micro-milled titanium scales. It's really cool features and accents. And then we have a Kieranite black ice with polished titanium backspacer and collars. Blurple titanium crystallized. This one I think sold out at all the dealers. And then this is green linen micarta with bronze accents.
Tell me about the design.
So this was designed by a friend of mine named Nick Rogers. He has a company called Niche Designs. He's done work for several of the knife companies. And I really wanted something where we were pushing the boundaries on what we've done before. And so he came out with this knife. It's inspired by a traditional Bowie. That's why we call it Scuffle, because a Bowie's a fighting knife.
Yeah.
And we've done, like I mentioned before, pivot collars. First time we did a rear flipper. Notice there's no hardware here other than 1 screw in the back. Well, there's actually internal screws holding the scales in from the inside.
Wow.
Our lock bar insert has no exposed screws. The stop pin is press fit into the blade. Normally we have the detent or the stop pin track cut in the blade, but these are cut into the frame. So just lots of really cool, interesting
Awesome.
features.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for just the straight titanium.
Can't go wrong with a frame lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can middle finger flick it with the fuller.
Yeah.
Has a nice sound to it also.
Yeah.
Always a happy accident when that happens, but we appreciate it.
That's awesome. Cool. Sweet. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
And then you can scan this QR code if you want to follow me on Instagram to see more knives and other things.